Hi, Jasmine. Can you hear me?
I can. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
How do
Hi,
I
good evening,
pronounce your
everyone.
name? Is it India?
Yeah, India.
I'm really bad at pronouncing names. So I was nervous to say, because I may jack it up, but just charge it to my head, not to my heart. Okay.
No, no worries.
Okay. How
No,
can I?
I just had a no, sorry, I just had a fast question because I did ask it in circle about the walkthroughs, but I think you
Yes,
said that. Mhm.
that's the question I'm looking for. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so I know you said that it's mostly supposed to be the cleaners who, that they're supposed to go, they're supposed to do the walkthroughs. So I'm assuming that the workflow is supposed to be if I hire a contractor, right? I get the lead, I get the job. I give the customer the estimate, but the cleaner, the contractor, they do the walkthrough, right?
Correct. Correct. And it's not necessarily a walkthrough as in like an estimate, right? Because that's like the old school philosophy where they would show up to the house and they would, do a walkthrough, get it, and then provide them with the estimate of how much they think it would be for the job.
Mm.
This walkthrough that's being done that I talk about is like the pre-walkthrough once a cleaner arrives to the home. Because the idea is that you wouldn't have any physical interaction with your client whatsoever.
I see.
So not showing up to the home to do the cleaning, not trying to do the follow-up, not the follow-up, the walkthrough or the after walkthrough after the service has been completed. This is like no interaction whatsoever. So the walkthrough that I'm referring to is kind of like that, I don't want to say safety net, kind of like a safety net, right? Normally what I have my cleaners do is once they arrive to the home, they would, of course, introduce themselves and ask the client to take them throughout the house to show them any problem areas, any areas of concern, anything that they want them to show special attention to. So at this time, they're doing the walkthrough with the client. When the client is done, I have the cleaner do before pictures. Okay. After the cleaner is done with the cleaning, sometimes I have cleaners that'll do it by room or by floor, like upstairs and downstairs. Then they'll take after pictures. Also during that time, they're like super double checking with the client and making sure that there is nothing that they're not satisfied with. Like, please, you're not going to hurt my feelings. Like, let me know if there's any areas in the home that, you want me to pay more attention to that you're not satisfied with. Like, my goal is to make sure that you are completely satisfied with your cleaning. And, let me know if you want me to double touch on something. Okay. And I know that sounds kind of crazy because it could be like, okay, like, that's a little too much, but we've had situations, right? You guys know people, right? Some people are uncomfortable with telling the truth to people in front of their face, right? So we've had situations to where the client, did the walkthrough, did not do the walkthrough. And literally when the cleaner leaves the home, the client is calling us and is like, oh my God, the cleaner did a horrible job. She missed this spot and this wasn't done right. And she totally didn't clean in the, mop the pantry floor. And we're like, oh, okay, did she do the walkthrough? Well, yeah, she did, but like, why didn't you tell her? Right? Like they just, people, I don't know if it's uncomfortableness or whatever. So sometimes we'll try to catch the cleaner to come right back. But that is trying to be like the safety net to prevent from any recleans or unsatisfied customers. Okay. So the goal is that if the cleaner does a walkthrough, the client is happy. Then I have it set on Booking Koala where they can sign for the job, right? Underneath it, there's some verbiage that says, what does it say? This signature is stating that I am fully satisfied with the cleaning service. For any reason that I find something that is dissatisfying, I have 24 hours to let you know of those problem areas. Okay.
And that's in the original agreement, right? On Booking Koala, or is that like the post cleanup contract?
No, that's just the it's on the signature. When you're setting up your Booking Koala, you have the option to add that. And then you get the option to either add, like, customize your verbiage. So that's where I would customize the verbiage and I would put that statement on there instead.
Okay, that makes
And
sense.
so that helps prevent, having that signature really helps not prevent, but it helps you fight against chargebacks. Okay. So let's say the client is not happy with the cleaning service, right? The client is like, no, this is whack. They did a horrible job. And we let them know that, okay, we'll be glad to provide you with, a re-clean, and the client doesn't want the same cleaner, because that's another scenario to where sometimes the client is uncomfortable with even having the cleaner come back because they know that the cleaner would assume that, they're having to come back because they're unsatisfied, right? And then they're still having to be in that awkwardness and have to, face that client. So then, you have to like let the client know, like, hey, no, like she's like, there's going to be no, hard feelings or anything. Like, our sole job is to make sure you're fully satisfied with, the cleaner wants to come back and make sure to get the job done right for you. Because what happens is if you have to send another cleaner, that your cleaners are paid per job completed, right? So if you have to send back another cleaner, that means that pay that you would have paid the first cleaner, now you have to figure some sort of percentage based upon what problem areas the client was not happy with, that you would have to pay another cleaner to go back and complete, right? So your ultimate goal is to get them to allow the same cleaner to go back to the home. So that way that same cleaner can collect the full pay. But if they're not, and let's say maybe the house is, I don't know, 50% of it, or like big spaces of it, when I mean like maybe like say kitchen and bathroom or something, then you'll figure out the percentage and you have to let the other cleaner know, like, hey, this customer was, not happy with this situation. And we have to send another cleaner back, and we're going to have to pay for that cleaner to go back. So we're going to have to split the compensation that we would pay you for this amount. And then you'll have to pay the first cleaner and the second cleaner, right? But now let's say in another scenario that the client is just really crazy and he ended up disputing the transaction with their bank, then you'll get a Stripe notification, right? You'll get a Stripe notification saying that there has been a claim, and you'll have so many days to be able to provide your proof to go against what the claim is saying, okay? Your proof is going to be your booking page, right? And that signature, the copy of that signature that the client signed, and also before and after pictures, okay? So that's why I love doing the walkthrough. And that's the purpose and the reason why I like seriously implement the walkthrough for before and afters, because it can prevent and solve or help, fight cases with having those simple things done.
Okay, thank you. That helps.
You're welcome. Does anybody have any questions on that part? And I know like sometimes you may think that like that may be like that could kind of be like a fine line part with dealing with, employees and 1099 contractors, right? Because you can't force them to do certain practices, right? Or follow certain procedures, right? So normally what I do when I'm talking to my cleaners about this specific thing that I want them to do is I let them know just what I just said, but the back end consequences, like, hey, by doing this, it prevents X, Y, and Z. If this is not done, and let's say a client does do does a refund request, right? Does a refund request, and I don't have a signature, I don't have before and after pictures, I literally have nothing to fight Stripe with, then I have nothing to try to get that money back. And now we're in a deficit because I paid you for a job that the funds were refunded on. So now you're going to be in this tough situation to, hey, your next cleaning, I can't pay you for that, right? And then you have to hope that the cleaner is going to allow that or continue to want to work with you, or like, you know, because you're like, well, you're not gonna take my next pay, right? Or, you know, you just count that as a loss yourself. Or if it's a partial dissatisfaction, then they're going to risk not getting paid for the full job that they did. So I've never had like any of my cleaners, you know, buck up against doing it. I think just trying to simply to remind them to do that, because they do understand the importance of it, but it has saved us a lot with trying to make sure that we implement that, like just that piece in the business, especially with disputes. Okay, any other questions? I see some new people have joined us. Any other questions? And if you guys, okay, go ahead.
Jasmine, as far as your before and after pictures, how do you go about posting those pictures like to your website? Are you getting permission from the client?
So the before and after pictures are not necessarily for like marketing purposes. They're really like just for proof. If we get good pictures, then we'll ask them if they mind. We'll ask them if they mind, but trying to think, have you ever had to ask anybody? I never like upfront ask anybody about posting their pictures. When I do post pictures of before and afters, I am very discreet with like making sure not to like show any like, you know, client's information or anything like that. But the before and after pictures that like we're talking about right now is mainly for just that proof.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I probably got you confused. It was like something else that was on my mind. It was like for marketing purposes.
Oh yeah, you're fine.
Yeah. Fine. And then also Booking Koala, they only allow like 9 pictures.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, see, with the pictures, we just have them send it to us. So they'll text it to us on open phone, and then we have it on there through text. So we'll upload some pictures, but mainly they just text them to us.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
And so you
Jazz.
don't need a lot. You just really want them like of the main cleaning areas. And then I'll tell them like to like, let's say there's an area in the wall where like there's a scuff and they point it out and like we done all we can and we can't do no more. You know, we'll take pictures of that so that way we can show we did put an effort to it. But if we keep going, we're gonna take the paint off the wall. So yeah.
Hey, Jazz.
Hey.
Hey, so I just wanted to chime in with a quick question. But yeah. So I had my first cleaning was last week.
Nice.
And yeah, and I didn't have everything pretty much set up like I wanted to. Like, you know, the website was pretty much posting ads on Craigslist. She got back to me, and actually it was like emergency. She needed it done like within 6 hours.
Okay.
So I had somebody that you know, I had been vetting from Facebook as far as do the cleaning for me. And we did exactly just that, just kind of prevent those things like you know, walk through before, after, pictures, asking was she satisfied, and I followed up with a text to make sure she was satisfied. She was pretty good. My question is, because I don't have everything set up as far as like the testimonial with the Google My Business, I have been looking into something, but just wanted to see, do you have anything or any tools you've been working with as far as getting video testimonials or something from a client?
I never asked for video testimonials before for a client. I do have, let me see. I haven't checked it out yet though.
Or not so much just video. Like I was looking at some tools where you can just send a link and they can do like a voice recording or a video or something. You can,
yes, I think this is a platform right here. Let me see real quick. I think it's video. Like video peel. Like I said, I just found it. I haven't tested it out yet, but I'm gonna drop the link in the chat for you.
Okay, cool. I'll check it out.
Customer advocacy video platform, bringing customer. Yeah, I think this is it. But I'll drop in a link for you.
Okay, cool. Like I said, I had a few I was kind of looking at. I just wanted to make sure, see if anybody was using something they may have been using.
Yeah, and if anybody does, please drop it also in the chat. Like, I've never done video testimonials before, only just like regular ones. But I mean, video, people love video, so I can see how that could definitely work.
Yeah. And I have one more other question. As far as, okay,
Yes.
with your business, is it, do you have your Google My Business and everything set up?
No, not for, so I'm currently in the process of opening up another one, and I have not yet done that.
Okay.
I'm trying to see if I'm gonna do Google Local or just Google Ads.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And great tip. I didn't know that you can send pictures to Open Phone.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, well, Open Phone is essentially like a full phone service. So I mean, they text, call, not email, but like they could like send you pictures. And like I said, I just like to save it because now like I have like a full like that, like the most recent one that I know that I got, like the cleaner wasn't even with us anymore, but I was able to like to go through the text thread, go to like to images and find the photos. And then like, and then like the crazy part about like that dispute was like happened in May and they processed it like in September.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it takes like 30 to 45 days. So like I didn't find out till like the end of October, like that we won it. But I already knew we were gonna win it because I had the proof.
In September.
Huh?
Question, Jasmine, are you having an issue with Open Phone that the pictures sometimes, like when the cleaners send it, they're not as clear?
Not that I noticed, but now again, I don't really see the pictures myself, like the VAs do, but I haven't heard anything.
Okay.
And then, I mean, I guess another, if you want to have them email them, or like if you want to create like a Dropbox, you can have them sent to a Dropbox maybe. But yeah, I haven't seen that experience yet. And it may be maybe it's on their side, like it's like actually sending the pictures are distorting it. Okay. Any other question? Did I just hear somebody?
I have one more question. Nobody has one real quick.
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah. So the question I had is, okay, so again, it goes back to your Google My Business. So like I said, I already got a business name, okay? But I do know if I want to do something local, I would want to do something like, let's say, Cleaning Company, Indiana, right? To make it, my question is though, because I already got it set up, how would you recommend I would set something up with like the Google My Business versus the name I already have? Because you remember you was telling me about how your name, you got some name and you thought it was cool, but
Yeah.
you changed the name,
Yes.
So the name of my company is called Busybody Cleaning Solutions. I thought it was cool, it was catchy. But as I know, when you putting it on like Google My Business, I can go with that, or I can go for some keywords like I was looking at, say, I know like who was I seeing, like Cleaning Company Indiana or something. That would be good for, like, say, Google My Business and also SEO and stuff on my page.
Yes.
That's why I'm kind of stuck at as far as with the whole website thing. And that's the reason, like I said, I just,
So like picking the actual name?
Well, so I have a name. I have the name in the LLC already. But
Okay.
I'm trying to put, now I'm looking at going to do it like a Google My Business. Okay.
But you're saying that, so is the LLC name the busy one?
Yes.
Oh, okay, I see. Okay.
But when I think about it now, and I was looking at some businesses, the cleaning companies in the area, I was looking at, I think I can be on the first page of Google with certain keywords.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, maybe I should have just did another LLC. I don't know, but I was just trying to, have something when people type it in, I'm kind of like right there.
Yeah. Are your LLCs expensive in your area?
Okay, okay, so I know how to do it, but I had somebody do it for me just because the way my businesses are structured, I got them kind of like, with a holding company and then my cleaning, LLC's under that. But I know I can set it up myself.
Okay, but I mean like the physical fee, like the physical fee from SOS.
Oh, so it's okay, about $100.
Okay, so then I would do it again. I mean, unless you want to just, make this company under the umbrella of your LLC, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so where you can do it to where like, it's under the LLC, right? But the other cleaning company that you have the LLC with, like, that's the, I'm sorry if I'm like looking up, I'm like trying to visualize it.
Yeah.
That's the company that owns like the rights and licensing for your company, to where you would be paying your profits to that LLC, right? Because that's the thing, like you need your LLC to bring in profit, especially if you're trying to do like business funding, right? Because if you don't do it that way, then you will need that other business name in an LLC. That way you'll be able to leverage that LLC and that EIN and try to get business funding. Or at least that's my goal. So I would have it in a way to where the other company owns an LLC, where this company technically doesn't own anything, and you set it up to where, like, within the contract that this is how much this costs, and you have to pay this company 90%,
Yeah,
so
that makes sense.
way, yeah, that's how I would probably structure it, because that's kind of how we have ours structured, with like we have like a family trust, business trust, like the holding company, like that.
Okay, makes sense.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, it's so crazy, you guys. I know, like, I try not to say it in the main Facebook group anymore, but I see the longest business email addresses ever. Like, ever. I think one today was like fresh at top cleaning services solutions home at .com. I mean, like .com. It's like it's so long to where like nobody's going to email that. And then the domain is so long, nobody's going to type that in. Like the thing about a cleaning business is people are not like typing in like the actual cleaning business, right? They're not going to yourdallasmaids.com. Most people are finding you on these search engines. So they're finding you on Google or Yelp. And if they're finding you on Google or Yelp, then they're just tapping the website button that's being directed to the website, right? So the domain doesn't necessarily need to match the actual name. Like you can if you have your business name and it's super long and you want to keep your business name, your domain does not have to be your actual matching business name, right? I mean, I would just find a way to simplify, because nobody's going to want to type that in. Yeah. I see a question about bond insurance. So I've never had bond insurance, so I am not familiar with bond insurance whatsoever. I know Kim spoke about it in the last class because she needed it for the service that she's providing, but I've never actually got bond insurance, just like regular GI. And I see some more people have joined us this evening. How are you guys doing? Do you guys have any questions? How are things going in your guys' business? Has everybody launched? Like, is everybody like in go mode right now? Is everybody launched their business? I know, Jade, we're still working on yours, but has everybody launched their business yet on here? India, yes. Awesome. Still working
Yes,
on
I've
it.
been launched.
T, awesome. Does Gusto keep a log of any additional expenses, or is it just your payroll? So Gusto is just for payroll. That would be like a like an accounting, like a bookkeeping software type of thing. Like what's that one I was looking at? There's like this new one, and I'm testing it out. They say it's free. If you guys know which one I'm talking about, please drop it in the chat. I'll try to find the link and post it, but it's just like QuickBooks, but it's another form of QuickBooks. And then there's that other one, was it like XERO or something like that? That's an option, but like if you want to like try to track your expenses, then it would be through some sort of like bookkeeping software like that, or unless you keep like manual records and you do it on like create like a Google sheet or something like that. Don't have my website up yet. Are you planning to use Booking Koala? Or are you going to use your own website? Because Booking Koala, you know, you can create your what is it? Your front end website on their platform. Do I have anyone? No, but I have been working. I don't know if any of you guys remember, but a while back I had like a website template available. I've been trying to work on redoing them, and it's been done for a minute. I just haven't had time to post. Oh, Wave app. That's that bookkeeping app, you guys, and it's free. So if you want to test that to like manage your expenses, definitely try that one. But I am gonna like re-put those out. It's a template that's already made on Wix. So it does have a good front face, and I actually also added an SOP to the back end as well. So it's the website and SOP combined. And so it would just basically be to where you would just be plugging in like your specific business information. Oh, and also in regards to, I forgot, who was that I was saying, talking about the business name. Also, you know, for your SEO, if you want to keep the original business name, you can just make sure that you put the keywords throughout your Google My Business and throughout your website. So if you want to put on your website, you know, where it says like you're talking about your services, just put like best cleaning services of Indiana. And then also put like the actual suburbs or like the actual communities that you're going to be servicing. So on mine, it would be like, you know, best deep cleaning in Frisco, Texas, best deep cleaning in I don't know, in Plano, Texas. And then I'll even like put like the actual subdivision communities, and I'll just put that throughout the website. Like on the website, like the template itself, right? There's a lot of pages. So I was working with the Done For You client. He's like, yo, there is like so many pages on this thing. Like, why do we have, is this a little excessive? And most people that's going to book your services are not really going to look at the website. Some of them are, but not a lot, right? Because even when you have your website hooked up to your Google and to your Yelp, you're only supposed to put the actual booking link. So if you go to your website and you want to go to your Book Now button, go to the top of your bar and just grab the Book Now button and plug that into your Yelp and plug that into your Google. Don't plug the home page, because you want to try to avoid any other distractions. Like, get them straight to booking and like let it be, right? but I have all the other pages for SEO, right? I have a page on each service because I want to say, you know, best standard cleaning services in every single area that we cover, because that's going to help with SEO. I am planning to put like an SEO guide in the membership FAQ soon. I'm just trying to finish working out the final details, and like make sure like all the information is correct. But yeah. Let's see, is another question. Okay, thank you. And also, how many hours in a day, if you have a job, should you use towards your business? However much you can realistically, okay? Because I don't want to say, girl, like, look, when you're not working 9 to 5, like every hour, because I don't want to say that, because that may be unrealistic for you. And I want to make sure that you would set a standard of hours that you can be consistent in. So if it's like, okay, when I get home, I unwind, and then I spend 2 hours to 3 hours a day focusing on my business, then yes, right? Now, throughout the day, it would just be a matter of you, if you can manage with your phone and work at the same time, just responding to leads on the various apps, right? Because that's the good part about it. Until you get into Google, when you start getting calls, the calls are normally going to be coming from Google. Some people call from Yelp, but mainly the calls come from Google. So once you connect Google Local and your Google ads, like that's when like your phone is off the hook, right? But otherwise, most of your leads, if you're dealing with Yelp and Google Local, it's going to be just on the app. Thumbtack is going to be on the app. Bark is going to be on the app, or you're texting them, right? Actually calling them is the last resort, right? Like if you're going through your follow-up sequence, the call is the last resort. So you'll be able to text and message while you're working, and then, you know, focus on your hours, but whatever you can stay consistent with, right? If you feel like you can stay consistent and working to a certain time, then do that. I don't want to say I work mad long hours just because I love to, and I kind of balance my schedule out that way, but yeah, whatever you can set yourself to do consistently, then I would say to do that.